as I mentioned in some previous videos, folks have used my affiliate link. You can find it on my blog, which is linked in the doobly-doo below. They've used my affiliate link when purchasing some stuff on Drive-Thru RPG at no extra charge to you. I get a little kickback from that, which has allowed me to make a pretty sizable purchase. Some folks have taken advantage of that recently at a level that has not happened for me in quite some time. And so I was able to make a slightly larger purchase than usual, and I picked up this. I've heard tons of people talking about this Adventure Anthology designed for use with ShadowDark RPG. This is from, I forgot the name of the company, but they did, was it called Low Fantasy Gaming, I think, which has now been changed to Stephen J. Gretzinski. I probably screwed that up. Here's some credits. Ooh, I am getting a terrible angle. I have a sort of a blazing sun through the window at a place that I normally don't have it at this time of day, so I am not getting the visuals that I would hope for this. Who put this darn thing out? Pickpocket Press. Pickpocket Press. That's who put it out. And the Tales of Argosa, I think, is the new edition, or what they're calling, I think it was Low Fantasy Gaming before. My friend Rob, who passed a couple of years ago, he and I were gaming buddies from way back, and even though I left the hobby for a long time, I stayed in contact. We had, as I talk about it, it's growing old, losing people, it's difficult. And part of the thing was that Rob and I had this essentially ongoing conversation through message apps, ongoing conversation that went on for, I left Maine in 2007, and he passed what would have been 2023, I think, at the end of 2023. I think that's right. And, so we had this ongoing conversation that whole time. And we talked about gaming and everything like that. And he and I had some similar ideas, and we had some really different ideas about gaming stuff. He was much, 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 much more of a D&D guy than I am. It's like thing with anime. And I picked up Ryutama in part for the memory of Rob, because I am not an anime guy. He was very much an anime guy. So we always had our disagreements, but we're on some similar pages. Anyway, that's all to say that he really liked Low Fantasy Gaming. I haven't picked it up, so I haven't picked up Tales from Argosa, the new version of it. People seem to really like it, which is great. But this is a set of adventures, I think, in the sort of tone of Tales from Argosa, which I think is a little more toward the sword and sorcery vibe versus heroic fantasy. But these adventures are for ShadowDark, so there are a bunch of them. I've heard they're quite varied, including urban and fantasy and wilderness and that sort of thing. But here's, I don't know. Again, I can't really see what's showing up on camera because of the bad lighting here, so my apologies if that looks terrible. It probably does. It looks like a lot of 2 to 3. Oh, some are longer. I was thinking 2 to 3 pages each, but no, some of them are actually quite a bit longer, so that's nice. So varied lengths, I think varied styles. That's right. One of them takes place in like a giant statue. I think that's really cool. Art throughout. There's some Dyson Logos maps. I know people are, your folks get persnickety about, oh, everybody uses Dyson Logo maps. It's like, yeah, because Dyson Logos maps are cool and they're free to use, and things are expensive, So if you can save some money by using a cool map that's provided free, because Dyson Logos provides a lot of free maps to people, then use the darn map, man. Especially since your players aren't going to be like, oh, I'm in a Dyson Logos map. They're not going to see this thing. You're going to see it. You're going to know the style. You're going to go, oh, that's a Dyson map. Cool. Okay. But your players aren't going to know that. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Maybe if you use the map directly onto a table. I don't know how people game. I don't know what I'm saying that you're not going to know. if it were my players, they wouldn't know. I wouldn't show them the map. But I also don't do, like the online gaming, the virtual tabletops, and that sort of thing. But anyway, oh yeah, man, gaming in sewers. I saw somebody making a joke about it a couple of days ago. Why are we so obsessed? Why are fantasy role playing games, especially the ones like in the 70s and 80s, why were we so obsessed with sewers? I don't know. Even before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, I was like obsessed with underground tunnels and sewers and cities and what that would be like. I mean, obviously it would be disgusting, but if you ignore, as you often do in, say, watching a movie or reading a book, you might ignore the stink and the foulness and the disease. It's pretty cool, Oh, it's these tunnels under a city. Man, I do like a lot of this art. It's cool. I think maybe I heard that some of this is like recycled from other products from the game. I don't know if that's true. I don't have anything else from them, but it's cool art nonetheless. Yeah, a lot of groovy stuff in here. Looks pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm going to look through at some point and see which things make sense to plug into the sandbox I've been working on. I may even skim and see. I'm putting together, the Stormwreck Isle from the starter set for D&D. I've been tearing it to pieces and rebuilding it as something that I want to run, hopefully coming up very soon. I've talked to, actually, fingers crossed, by the time this video posts, it will be in the past, but we'll see. But for a couple of kids that are interested in playing some games, I'm hoping to run that using ShadowDark, and it's going to have a few extra things in it. I have like a pirate cove and some other stuff that's going to be on the island, and the whole end of it is different because the version that I'm working on doesn't even have dragons in it. So, it's definitely different. But it's like a tiny sandbox is what it's going to be. It's a tiny little limited sandbox, or if not a sandbox, points of light. It's not a hex crawl. It'll be probably a points of light kind of thing, or a point crawl. I'm getting all my terms mixed up because it's been a long day. But whatever the case, I see if I might plug something from this in there. This looks really cool. I can't wait to read it. It is, in case folks are interested, it is a full-size book. It is not in the ShadowDark scale. I don't know my sizes. It's like A4, I feel like, is one of them. I don't know what any of that means because I am not good at researching things like that or keeping that information in my head. It is roughly magazine size, so it's about the same size as the Sly Flourish thing or this Dungeons & Dragons module. They're all similar size. It's hardcover, so it's slightly larger. Whatever the case, looks good. Quality is solid. I don't know with the drive-through hardcovers, but I mean, this feels good. It doesn't feel flimsy. It doesn't feel like the pages are about to pop out or anything like that. I know, print on demand gets better every year, I guess, and I think that drive-through in particular has improved their printings over the years. This feels like a good book. It feels quality. So, have you played any of these? Have you played, Low Fantasy Adventures or Low Fantasy Role-Playing, whatever it's called? Nope, I forgot the name. Or Tales from Argosa, ShadowDark, any of that? Leave comments below, because, help that algorithm. I was just looking, and today, I'm still like, I don't know, 90 people away from getting 1,000 subscribers when I record this video. But I was laughing because even if I got to the 1,000, I have to do almost 4 times the amount of hours of viewing before my channel can be monetized. So if you're seeing ads in my video, embedded in my video, that is just YouTube adding those in. I get nothing out of that. I remember seeing a whole thing where they said, "Oh, the ads at the beginning you don't get any money for, but if you're interrupted, if your video stops and plays an ad, then the creator gets money for that." And I watched one of my own videos and it got interrupted like 3 times, and I'm like, I'm not getting a penny out of this. So anyhow, the modern world, isn't it great? Until next time, take care.